I'm Henry Acosta, and welcome to Health Professional Radio. We have Dr. John Demartini with us here in studio today. John is considered as one of the world's leading authorities on human behavior and personal development. He created methodologies such as the Demartini method and the Demartini value. His work has been incorporated into human development industries all over the world. He is a human behavior expert and understands the demanding pressures of an ageist society and shares some insightful steps to improve health while combating aging. Today we're here to talk about mind over body, how a healthy mind is the first step to building a healthy body. Hi John, and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us today.
Well, thank you for having me, yes.
And to get started, can you tell us what inspired you to getting into this kind of work?
Well, when I was a teenager, I was living in Hawaii. I was a surfing buff, and I ended up nearly dying. And in recovery of that, I ended up being led to a health food store. Mm-hmm. From there, I was led to meeting Paul Bragg. Paul Bragg is an amazing gentleman who, in his late 80s, inspired me to do what I'm doing today. Hearing him speak about health and well-being and about living an inspired life definitely shifted my life when I was 17, 18 years old, and just about 18. And that was the turning point. So I've been focused on that topic, on maximizing human awareness and potential and physical and well-being for 44 years. I've been teaching ever since.
Wow. And what are the steps that people need to take, or the small steps to achieve a healthy mind?
Well, I like to think of as a healthy or a well mind is one that's balanced. Mm-hmm. So mastering the art of perceiving your environment in a way that brings your mind into balance is one of the keys. Because we each of us live by a set of priorities, a set of values in our life. Whenever we're living by our highest values and we're living authentically and congruently and we're being inspired by our highest values, we have more objective reason and less subjective bias in our perceptions, which lead us to having more resilience and adaptability and more balance in our awareness and our actions. This brings about a wellness and a eustress, which leads to wellness. When we're living by lower values, because of the unfulfillment, we tend to want to avoid pain and seek pleasure, avoid predator, seek prey kind of thinking. We go into distress and create illness. So anytime we can live by what is most meaningful, most productive, most inspiring, most priority in our life, and we have more balance in our orientation, we increase the probability of physiological homeostasis or wellness.
And why do you think having a healthy mind really helps you achieve a healthier body?
Well, they're inseparable. You cannot have a perception of your environment, internally or externally, without it affecting physiology. Every perception is registered relative to a value system and is perceived as either supportive or challenging. And if it's supportive, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. If it's challenging, it represents or activates the sympathetic nervous system. These create epigenetic changes in the gene expression, physiological changes in vasculature, digestive systems, immune responses, etc. And so anytime we have a balanced mind, we get a balanced physiology. And that's why it's so important to learn how to see that no matter what happens in our life, it's helping us fulfill what's most meaningful, because it increases the probability of having resilience, adaptability, and more balance in our awareness.
And how powerful do you think is perception as a tool, and what does it take to achieve a shift of perception for someone who's struggling with his health?
Well, the quality of our life is based on the quality of the questions we ask. And no matter what the perception is, if we ask a different set of questions, we can change the perception into opportunity. If somebody says, well, why did this terrible thing happen to me, that's one outcome. If they go and ask, how specifically is this event that I once thought was terrible, how did it specifically serve me, and how is it helping me fulfill what's most meaningful to me? By asking that question, you can actually neutralize, find the blessings in it, see the other side to it that your unconscious mind had deleted or overlooked, and awaken inside you a more poised presence, which is more about wellness. So the quality of your life is based on the quality of the questions you ask. If you ask, how does whatever has happened in my life, how is it helping me fulfill what's most meaningful in my life, you have resilience. And you're no longer the victim of your history. You become more of a master of your destiny.
And do you think that we can take charge of our own changes in perception? And when do you think it will be required to get professional help already?
Well, if we choose not to ask the questions and answer the questions and have an unconscious motive to hold on to the perceptions that we're feeling that we're hurt by or challenged by, then you may need assistance to, one, assist you through that, or to ask you why would you want to take onto that. You must be getting hidden agendas and benefits out of it, secondary gains out of holding onto the illusion, as I call it. But if you don't need that, if you just ask the question and answer the question, I've certainly seen thousands of my students learn the questions to ask and do it on their own and re-empower their lives. Because it's never what happens to us, it's what we decide to do with it and how we perceive it and do what we do with it. William James said that the greatest discovery of his generation is that people could alter their lives by altering perceptions and attitudes of mind. We can take anything, and I've yet to see anything that our mortal body can experience that our so-called mortal soul can't love. We can take anything that happens to us and use it to our advantage, and wisdom is doing so, and not letting the world on the outside dictate our destiny, but our perceptions, our decisions, and our actions on the inside, which is what we consciously have control over.
And can you tell us a little about your audio presentation, the Mind Over Body one?
Well, the Mind Over Body program, or audio program, is a live presentation I did that's about 2 hours long in Johannesburg, South Africa, to, I don't know, maybe 400 or 500 people. And it is a live presentation on how our psychology affects our physiology and the mechanisms all the way down to the epigenetics of it. It's a very inspiring program. And also to talk about how we can get addicted to delusions and how to break through addictions. So the program is also about my various steps that I've developed to help people break through the illusions that lead to addictive behaviors. So they're not compulsive and impulsive and immediate gratifying, hedonist. They're basically long-term visionaries that do something that contributes, massively to the planet. We're here to do something amazing, and we're going to do that by living congruently with what's most valuable to us and what serves the most people.
And what is your message for everyone out there listening right now and that wants to make a change in their lives and have a positive turn?
Well, the first thing I do is I tell people to go on my website, drdemartini.com. There's a complimentary, free value determination process that people can benefit by going through it. It's about a 30-minute exercise of asking 13 questions to help discern what truly is valuable to you. Once you just go through that and discern that, it's then wise to prioritize your life and start filling your day with high-priority actions that inspire you, or otherwise your life will fill up with low-priority distractions that don't. One leads to wellness, one leads to illness. If you don't take command of your life, nobody's dedicated their life to your fulfillment but you. And if you are not taking the time to fill your day, your week, your month, your year, and your life with what is truly meaningful and inspiring and what's priority and what produces and what serves you and others, then you're going to live a quiet life of desperation, not a life of inspiration. So it's important to prioritize your life and live by highest priorities. If you don't fill your day with challenges that inspire you, it will keep filling it with challenges that don't. If you don't fill it with higher priority actions that inspire you, it will fill up with distractions that don't. So say no to distractions, say yes to high priority actions, and empower your life and have your self-worth go up and your wellness go up.
And for everyone out there interested in reaching out to you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Well, if they'd like to reach me, the fastest way is simply go to my website, drdemartini.com, and drdemartini.com, DEMARTINI.com, drdemartini.com. You can find me. I'm pretty well over the website or all over the internet. And just take advantage of the website, and there's just a plethora of radio, television, newspaper, magazines, education materials, inspired writings, products, educational programs, and there's everything imaginable to educate people. So I would take advantage of that. A lot of it's complimentary, and it can serve people in almost any walk of life. And so I would say that's the best way to get a hold of what I'm doing. But I just know that no, you want to give yourself permission to do something extraordinary on planet Earth. You want to give yourself permission to be the most magnificent and authentic you. So many people are comparing their lives to other people, living in the shadows of others, instead of standing on the shoulders of giants and honoring their own magnificence by being congruent with who they truly are, which is the magnificent them. And that increases the wellness factor. It increases the productivity factor. It increases the genius awakening factors. It just serves people, themselves and others. So prioritize your life and give yourself permission to be the magnificent you.
Well, thank you for being on the show, Dr. John. It was a pleasure having you here.
Well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate the opportunity to share.
Again, you're listening to Health Professional Radio. With us in studio today is Dr. John Demartini, founder of the Demartini Institute, which has over 72 different courses on self-development, life mastery, and leadership training. His knowledge and research has spread all over the world and has his books translated in over 29 languages. Not only that, he has helped countless people develop into better versions of themselves. If you're listening to this or you want to listen to it again, you can go on hpr.fm and you can find us on SoundCloud and iTunes.